If you need to create a regex to match an email address, like davidhowes@textpression.com, you might do it like this. Look for a name such as David Howes. To match the name part of an email address, we are going to use the W meta character. We're going to precede that with a backslash just to let the regex parser know that it is a meta character. And we're going to follow the W meta character with a plus sign. The W meta character will match the characters A to Z, 0 to 9, and the underscore. The plus sign says that we want to match between 1 and unlimited numbers of word type characters. Then look for the @. The next thing we want to match is an @, so we're just going to type an @. Then look for a domain such as Textpression. Now we want to match the domain part of the email address, so we're just going to copy the word meta character that we used before. Then look for the dot. Now we want to match the dot, so we're just going to type in a dot. Then look for the top level domain such as com. Now we need to match the top level domain. We're going to do that with a character class. Character classes start with an open bracket. And you type in the characters that can be matched, or in this case a range of characters. Ranges are separated with hyphens. And we're going to generalize the match a little bit here, and we're going to say it's between 2 and 4 characters. Obviously that won't match top level domains such as museum and so on, but we're going for something fairly simple here. Okay, here's what we got. When we were matching the name, we remembered that to match one of the characters A to Z or 0 to 9 with the underscore, we needed to use the W meta character and escape it. We remembered that the plus after the W meta character means find between 1 and unlimited numbers of the preceding characters. We just copied the regex part we used to match the name to the position after the @, so we should be good to match the domain. Then we wanted to match the dot, so we just went ahead and typed it in. And finally, we needed to match a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4 alphabetic characters for the top level domain. So we added them in square brackets, and remember that it was the curly brackets that wrapped around the minimum and maximum values, so we should be fine. Unfortunately, not quite. Due to a copy and paste mistake, we didn't escape the word meta character that will match the domain name. Now as soon as we match the @, we'll be looking for a W instead of a word type character. That one should be great fun to track down. Remember the dot that we needed to match after the domain name? That one should be okay. I mean, a dot's a dot, right? Except of course when it isn't. When it's a dot without a backslash in front of it, it's actually any character. This is another fun one to track down. Email addresses with the dot in the right place will match just fine, but then so will those without a dot, so long as there is a character of some kind before the top level domain. Let's take a look at our broken regex in Textpression. As well as letting you create regex in its friendly editor, Textpression also lets you paste in plain regex from external sources. This is great for debugging regexes that don't work the way you'd expect them to. Okay, let's take a look at our broken regex in Textpression. We're just going to copy it and then we're going to paste into Textpression using paste as regex. Let's just put everything on a separate line so it's a little bit easier to see. So the name matching part looks okay. We're going to match between 1 and unlimited numbers of word type characters, so they're characters A to Z, 0 to 9 and the underscore, so that should be fine. Then we're going to match an @, that's fine. But when it comes to matching the domain part, we can see something that's wrong here. We're looking for 1 and unlimited numbers of W's. which is clearly not what we're going to be expecting from a domain name. Then we wanted to match a dot, but we're actually matching any char. And finally, the top level domain matching code is OK. So here's our fixed expression. OK, that's valid. We could even test it on one of the many online regex validators and it would work. So we're fine, right? We should be. Of course, when we come to use this regex in various languages, that language may well treat the backslash as an escape sequence, so we'll need to escape the escape, giving us the expression below. If you're not used to regex, then maybe the last few minutes made absolutely no sense to you whatsoever. No problem, with Textpression none of this matters anyway. When you use Textpression, there's no problems with missing brackets. You just type what you need to match. There's no need to worry about escaping. Intuitive labeling makes it a cinch to change maximum and minimum match boundaries, and many other properties. Here's how you look for an email address in Textpression. You drag in a Word component, select it, and we want to look for it between 1 and unlimited times. Then we just type in an @ then we just copy, paste for the domain, then we type in a dot, and for the top level domain part we just drag in a class, then a range, put in our range, and we quantify again to say how many times we are looking for characters in that class. When you're done creating, you can test your expressions on some sample text. Let's match an email address. We could look through a file selection, but for the time being we're just going to use some test text I prepared earlier. So there we go, my email address is davidhowes@textpression.com. There's a partial version of my email address and there's my website, so we should match the email address, we shouldn't match the partial version, and we shouldn't match the website. So let's give that a go. And that's great, we got the match we expected. You can use your expression in any of the following environments: Microsoft.NET, including C# and VB.NET, Java, PHP, and many more. In each of the environments, Textpression will apply language-based escaping as needed. If we look in the conversions area at the generated regex, we can see that the dot has been backslashed. We can also see that the backslash has been backslashed as well, so that the string can be passed into Java, and that the other backslashes have also been backslashed again for the same reason. And finally, the answer is yes, Textpression will write your code for you. Let's use the regex we've generated to actually do something useful and create a code snippet. So we are just going to test a substring match with a regex object. So what we're doing there is we are looking for the email address within source string, and we're setting the match found boolean to true if we find a match. This video is just scratch the surface of Textpression's capabilities. Check out the full-length Textpression introduction video at www.textpression.com for more.